18 facts about space that will shock and amaze you. Space, the final frontier of the world. We still know very little about the vast world in which we live. What is clear is that despite the fact that we know little about this infinite and dangerous space, the human race is still determined to go out of the universe and explore it, just to find out for sure exactly what is it on the verge of. Join Maze as we unveil 18 facts about space that will shock and amaze you. 18. Alien life. The universe is vast and incredibly old, so the possibility of other planets like Earth with life on them is not at all unlikely. According to Fermi's paradox, the high probability of extraterrestrial life in space is contradicted by the lack of clear evidence for it. At this point, we're not sure which is scarier, the fact that we may not be alone in the world, or the possibility that we are. 17. Dark matter, a dark energy. We know very little about the universe. In fact, we've seen less than 5% of what it's made of. The remaining 95% is dark matter or dark energy. About a quarter of the universe is made of dark matter, the mass that we can't see or find in space, but must be there because of its effects on the behavior of its surroundings. The rest of the universe is black energy, the true nature of which is largely unknown. Nevertheless, we are quite sure that this energy plays a vital role in the expansion of the universe. 16. Electromagnetic vibrations. Space is practically a complete vacuum, meaning you can count on the fact that you won't hear a single sound when you're outside your ship. The thought of complete silence can be maddening in itself. Don't believe that just because you can't hear anything, there isn't sound. Because there are no gases to move them, sound waves are not present in space, but sounds are still transmitted in space through electromagnetic vibrations. NASA recorded and replayed some of these vibrations from select celestial bodies in the solar system, leading to the discovery of some truly terrifying sci-fi effects. 15. Anything can kill you. In space, there is no room for error. Even the smallest error can kill you. Out of 430 people sent into space, 18 never returned home. In the 1970s, about 30% of people who went into space died. Today, advancements in technology have made space flights much safer than before. However, the farthest place we have traveled so far has been the moon. A trip to Mars would increase the risk tenfold, and going beyond that is still beyond our capabilities. 15. Pressure drop. There's no air in space, but that means more danger than just having to hold your breath for a long time. The human body is used to the pressure of the Earth's atmosphere, which is why you may feel a ringing in your ears when you take off in an airplane or travel over mountain roads. In a vacuum, there is no air pressure. The moment you step out of your spaceship, all the water in your body will boil and evaporate. Then your body will rapidly expand until you burst like an overinflated balloon. 13. Time dilation. Suppose an astronaut is traveling in space at a speed close to the speed of light. Now imagine a person standing on the ground. According to Einstein's theory of spatial relativity, an astronaut will experience time much slower than a stationary person, although neither will perceive the time difference. When the astronaut finally returns to Earth, even if a few years have passed since he left Earth, only a fraction of that time has passed his age. This principle is known as time dilation, and though we have yet to advance the technology to allow us to move humans fast enough for us to notice its effects. 12. Moon. Every year, the moon moves about 4 centimeters away from Earth, and while this may not seem like much at first, it can have devastating effects on our planet in the future. although the Earth's gravitational field should be sufficient to prevent the Moon from perpetually spiraling through space. The expanding distance between it and Earth will eventually slow our planet's rotation to the point where a day will last longer than a month, and the tidal currents, the oceans, will be locked in place. 11. Supernova. Supernovae are powerful explosions that occur when a massive star dies, with energy 100 times greater than standard novae. Although the factors that cause a star to go supernova are widely debated, we do not know whether the result is often a black hole or a neutron star. Neural clouds are also the source of the universe's gamma-ray bursts, and are bright enough to be seen with telescopes from millions of light years away. (10) Black holes. Black holes are formed from the death of giant stars. They are superdense regions of space with high gravitational pull, which trap light and cause time warps. Just one small black hole in our solar system will knock the planets out of orbit and tear our sun apart. If that's not scary enough on its own, black holes can hurtle through the galaxy millions of kilometers every second, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. 9. Gamma rays. The most powerful type of explosion in the universe are very intense gamma ray bursts. High-frequency bursts of electromagnetic radiation that carry as much energy in 1,000th of a second as the sun will emit in its entire lifetime. If one of these rays hits Earth, it can tear up the ozone layer in seconds, and some scientists even attribute the mass extinction 440 million years ago to a burst of gamma rays hitting Earth. 8. Zero gravity. This condition, scientifically known as microgravity, occurs when an object is in a state of free fall and appears weightless. Although floating like an astronaut may seem interesting, being in zero gravity for long periods of time can have long-term mental and physical effects on humans. 7. Cold welding. On Earth, atmospheric gases react with metals to form a thin layer of oxidation. But the vacuum of space has no atmosphere, so no oxidation of metals can occur, which leads to an interesting reaction. This reaction is called cold welding and occurs when two metals with the same molecular structure are pressed together and permanently welded together as if they were one piece. While it may look neat and tidy, it caused a few problems with early satellites and can make in-space repairs very tricky. 6. Strange temperature difference. Depending on where you are in space, chances are you'll find yourself in an extreme situation. The heat emitted by a supernova can reach a temperature of 50 million degrees Celsius or more, 5 times more than a nuclear explosion. The cosmic background temperature of space, on the other hand, is minus 270 degrees Celsius, just slightly warmer than absolute zero. You definitely don't want to leave your coat in such a temperature. 5. Magnetar magnetic star. Magnetars are infinitely dense neutron stars. In fact, they are essentially a full star that has collided with a sphere only 15 miles across. A teaspoon of magnetar contains a mass equal to 900 Great Pyramids of Giza. They also contain the strongest magnetic fields known in the universe, fields so strong that anything approaching them is split apart at the atomic level. 4. The planet Venus. Despite the fact that it got its name from the Roman goddess of love, Venus is perhaps the most hellish planet in our solar system. With a surface temperature of nearly 500 degrees Celsius, its atmospheric pressure is 90 times that of Earth, and the incessant sulfuric acid rain that falls easily on its surface will kill you in seconds. This is definitely not a planet you want to wander on. 3. Background radiation. The Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field protect us from the harsh elements called radiation. cosmic rays, solar winds, and electromagnetic particles permeate the universe so that astronauts traveling between Earth and Mars get a full CT scan of the radiation every 5 to 6 days. Anyone who does not succumb to radiation sickness before reaching their goal will almost certainly develop severe cancer in their lifetime. 2. The expanding sun. The sun continuously uses nuclear fusion to combine hydrogen and helium to maintain its radiation. However, its hydrogen is not infinite, and when it runs out, the sun will get hotter and hotter. Eventually, it will get so hot that Earth's atmosphere will burn and disappear, and our oceans will completely evaporate. Then, when all of the sun's hydrogen is gone, the sun will expand outwards and become a red giant, obliterating the Earth once and for all. 1. Big crunch, big rip. Everything must come to an end. But will there be an end to everything? Scientists agree that there will most likely be a definite end to the universe, but how it will happen is still uncertain. A popular theory states that there will be an annihilation, in which the gravitational forces in the universe will reach their maximum, causing the entire universe to stop expanding and collapse in on itself, eventually collapsing before disappearing into nothingness. The unit point becomes infinitesimally small. Another theory, known as the discontinuity nebula, states that the universe will expand to a point where gravity loses all meaning and the universe literally collapses. Even the particles and atoms will eventually form. The floats will move away from each other. Honestly, we can't decide which one is scarier. Support me to share various wonders with you. Thank you for listening to me. Hope to see you soon.